Okay, we went over all the rules in the back. Nothing here, nothing below. No nada behind the cabeza. Let's touch them up. Let's take care of business.
10 two-minute rounds for the WBC super lightweight title. La Pantera, which means the Panther, taking on McCaskill, Jessica McCaskill, fighting out of right here in Chicago, Illinois. Here we go. What's the key for this fight for each fighter?
Well, first of all, the Panther likes to start off slow. You know, she doesn't really start off fast. I think McCaskill starts off faster there. So I think she might want to switch it up and start off fast like she's doing now.
McCaskill with the Chicago shorts with the red stars, the champion Farias in the blue, red, and white trunks.
Like I was saying, Farias has 21 more fights than McCaskill, so she usually likes to take her time and get set in before she starts mixing it up. But against McCaskill, she has no other choice. She has to throw punches.
McCaskill's most recent fight, December 2017, a competitive 10-round decision loss to Irish sensation Katie Taylor. Taylor called it her toughest test ever, Sergio.
And that says a lot, because watching Katie Taylor is really impressive. She's a combination puncher, fast hands. I was really impressed watching her fight. So, you know, going the distance with Taylor, and for Taylor to say that says a lot about you.
These rounds will fly by. We're so used to 3-minute rounds. You knock a third of it off. Only 120 seconds.
These two are not only different in personality, but they're different in styles. McCaskill likes to start off fast, even though Farias has no choice but to start up and fast and try to keep up with her. Usually Farias likes to be careful and use her experience and look for openings. She doesn't really waste punches. That's what I liked about her. That comes with the experience, but when you're fighting a person like McCaskill, you know, you just gotta have to keep up. You can't let him outdo you.
Do you expect McCaskill to be stronger since she's gone up in weight?
No, I expect her just to keep up. I mean, they both evenly size and weight and reach. Same age at 34. So McCaskill's a little taller, but you can't really see it in there.
Well, McCaskill 5'6", Farias 5'4".
But outside that, they're evenly matched with the reach. And
entonces tiene que ser rápido tu movimiento. La izquierda, pam, pam, abajo, pam, pam. Ella baja la cabeza, así que no tires la derecha para arriba, tírala para abajo.
They want Farias to use the jab upstairs and downstairs, and watch out with the headbutts, set up that overhand right.
Does nothing, go right to the body upper, and step over, okay? And give her some feints. Throw some feints, get her to dip and throw a right hand, but don't wind up. Don't wind up at all. Short shots right down the middle, okay? Just be a little bit busier with the jab, okay? You okay? How's it?
I love the instructions right there that Rick Ramos gave McCaskill. Take your time, don't be first faint. I always love to hear when coaches say faint or when fighters faint. It's something that comes with a lot of time and experience, and it takes a lot of patience to do. And it creates a lot of openings, so fainting really does its job.
Round 2 scheduled for 10 here. WBC super lightweight title on the line. Erica Farias out of Argentina, the champ.
Hey, stop. You guys got to watch your head, ladies. Come on, let's go.
Farias has never been to the United States.
Good shots there.
Boy, she got her right hand in there, did Farias.
Well, McCaskill's ignoring the feints. She's going straight in there for some home run shots, and I like that right hand that she landed into the body. She tried to set it up with an overhand right there. Came up short, but it was a nice attempt on McCaskill's part.
Step back. Step back. Come on, let go.
And watching McCaskill's prior fights, I noticed that she was a fast starter. She likes to load up on punches. She obviously has a lot of power. And she says she's one of the hardest women punches, but she ignores the body. You know, that comes with experience. I think that sets up the overhand shots if she could just touch her opponent downstairs.
McCaskill making history in July of last year, became the first woman to ever headline a fight card in Illinois. Had a passionate crowd behind her then. Has a lot of support here tonight as well. And they'll make some noise if she can land one of those big bombs she tells us about. Right there, a little sneaky left hand for Farias.
Right now, she's pressing the action, being the aggressor, which I expected in the early rounds because, like I said, Farias doesn't really start off really fast. She's the one with the more fights. She has 21 more fights than McCaskill. I would say she's a veteran. She's a champion. She knows that the later the fight goes, the more that it's going to be in Farias' bag of tools to actually win this fight. So she wants to take it. She wants to take it into the later rounds. Farias does. Those shots right there, McCaskill is just wasting away, wasting energy, wasting leg strength. And that's what Farias wants.
Well, who do you give these rounds to? They seem very close.
They are close. And you know what? A lot of times when women fight, they're close rounds because they throw punches and bunches. They're like rock and sock and robots. You know, it's really tough to score some of these fights. But I would say that I would give that round to McCaskill, you know, coming forward, throwing the punches, looking like the effective aggressor. Good shot there by Farias.
There's another one. It's tough to see who's even scoring in slow motion, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I was about to say that. See, when you're watching it in fast motion, it's tough to really figure it out. But when you watch it on slow motion, you still can't really tell who won.
They have the same hairstyle. They've got very similar trunks on, the tops.
Similar age, similar reach, similar in a lot of ways, and that was a similar round for them. Tough round to score.
Well, Farias, very much more experienced than McCaskill. She's fought 194 pro rounds to just 31 for McCaskill.
Stop. Time in.
See if that experience shines through, particularly in the later rounds.
See, that's what I want to see from Farias, you know. There you go. That's what I want to see. I want her to use her experience, get that distance, let McCaskill keep coming forward, wasting away her energy and punches, and take this into the later rounds. Like a champion, like a veteran.
Step back.
McCaskill's only been down once. That happened against Tanya Fisher. Farias just 2 losses, and her only 2 losses against arguably the 2 best women boxers in the world, Cecilia Brækhus and Delphine Persoon out of Belgium.
Katie Taylor's up in there too. Katie Taylor's really impressive to watch.
And Michaela Mayer, someone to keep an eye on as she builds experience, builds her brand a little bit.
You know, women are really making a splash in boxing. You know, they're getting more opportunities to fight on these big cards, and they can fight. You know, they come in there, they're just getting better and better, and people are realizing that, and they're understanding that they come to fight just as hard as men.
Left
with the
hook
combinations and power.
Landed there for Farias.
And they start off faster, so that's exciting. No feel-out rounds.
Only 2-minute rounds. You don't have a lot of time to feel out.
Getting close rounds like this one again, you know, the person coming forward, more eager to press the action, is going to usually get the round, and that's McCaskill.
It seems like the cleaner, harder shots, though, are being landed by the champ.
They are, yes. And it all depends what you like scoring. You know, some judges judge the person coming forward.
No te enriedes ahí. Salí para los costados. Tum, tum, y salí para los costados. Buscale la espalda. ¿Está bien? ¿Cómo estamos? Bien. Es fácil, ma. Es fácil. Ella lo único que quiere hacer es llevarte por delante. Vos tenés que mover más las piernas, no tan parada. Te pega o se te
want Farias to
acerca.
work more on her movement. They don't want her to stand in front of McCaskill because McCaskill's throwing the harder shots, so they want her to use the ring more. Move your head.
¿Está bien? ¿Cómo estamos?
So they want her to use her experience. Move around the ring.
Amagale con la izquierda, ta. Ella va a cerrar todo el tiempo.
Keep her busy with the left hand, with the jabs.
No agarres. Pegale y girá.
Do not hold on. Don't waste energy holding on. Use the ring.
You would think you'd save energy by holding on, would you not?
No, because when you're actually holding on, you're wrestling with the opponent. You're just wasting away energy, not getting points from the judges. At least when you're moving, that's ring generalship. It looks like it looks like you're doing what you want to do. You're following your game plan and strategy.
3 rounds in the books as we enter round 4, scheduled for 10 here. 2-minute rounds in Chicago.
Come on.
We're at the Wintrust Arena. Still to come tonight in our main event, Jesse Vargas and Thomas Delorme. Also, the much anticipated return to the ring for Artur Beterbiev, taking on Callum Johnson. How long do you expect that fight to go, Sergio?
2 rounds max. I mean, it's incredible.
Beterbiev in 2 rounds.
2 rounds max. I mean, there's so much power in that fight. And Callum has 12 knockouts in the first round, 17 fights. So it's just going to be an explosive night.
Nice left hand there for Farias.
Step back. Come on, let go. Let go. Hey, stop it. Let's go.
Well, Johnson said he's going to go in there and bang with Beterbiev, but we'll see if he actually does it.
Sometimes they just say that because that's a wrong strategy to do against a guy like Beterbiev. I mean, he's a dangerous puncher. He's calculating. He's menacing. He takes his time. He's a scary guy, man. He really is.
Also, Jarrell Miller, who weighs over 300 pounds, taking on Tomasz Adamek. Can you be in shape and still weigh 317 pounds?
I thought Big Baby looked great at the weigh-in, and he looked confident. He had that he has the ability. He's very athletic, as people are going to see. He may be 317 pounds, but he's athletic. He looks like a defensive end linebacker type.
Another close round between Farias and McCaskill.
Yes, it was.
Would not want to be a judge here tonight.
Listen, you got to shorten up your shots, all right? I need ice. How you feel, okay? When you throw that left hook lead, then come back with the right hand, all right? And always walk away with the jab. Don't pull back.
Nice left hook there by Farias, the champ. You know, when you get these tough rounds to score, sometimes just one clean shot like that wins a round for you. There it is again, left hook.
Well, in slow motion, it seems pretty obvious that Farias is landing cleaner, tougher punches, but when you're watching the fight at regular speed, it's hard to see those even scoring.
Especially when both are being very active, so it's hard to keep your eye on 4 arms throwing punches and which one's landing. But right now, Farias is probably winning these close rounds, I would say, especially she's the champ, so the champ always gets the edge.
Almost at the halfway point here, and Sergio, how would your scorecard look right now through 4?
Well, you know, close rounds always got to go to the champ, so I would have to edge it to Farias, but it's a close round.
Downstairs from McCaskill. Boy, she's swinging with some vicious intent now.
That's what I want to see from McCaskill. See, she's not just standing in front to get hit back now. Now she's doing her punches and moving back, stepping back. You know, that's what I want to see because she's not getting countered. So now she's being effective with her aggression. She's landing her shots and then pulling back, making Farias miss her punches like she is right there. And judges have to score the defense, whether they like it or not. That's another scoring.
Come on.
Well, McCaskill says, I've never met a female that can punch as hard as I do, so let's see if she can land one of these big bombs clean and see how Farias reacts to it.
Well, she's also an investment banker. I would like to see her invest to the body right here a little bit more. You know, that will slow down a person that has more experience than you.
Interesting story. When this fight card was announced and Eddie Hearn was here in Chicago, McCaskill wasn't part of the card. She met Hearn at that press conference and convinced him to put her on the card.
She's a charismatic, very intelligent person, a great character. She was a great interview. And as we're seeing right now, I mean, she's good. She could fight. She could hold her own in there. And she has 21 less fights than Farias, so that just says a lot about McCaskill.
Couple nice jabs from McCaskill. Seems like a better round for her.
A lot better round for her. I think I'd give her this round. Making her miss. See, that's what I want to see with the head movement. Making her miss.
Well, she really wants to land one of those uppercuts.
Good round from McCaskill there.
The crowd showing its approval.
You okay? Take some air. That's good.
Good uppercut, right hand landed on top of Farias' head. Clean shot right there. Yeah, this was a clean round for McCaskill. It was a nice looking round. She was able to move and use the ring, land some clean shots. Didn't leave a doubt of who won that round.
And again, as we're watching the fight, you don't even see these punches landing until the replay. Look at that. Some good work done there by McCaskill. We didn't give her enough credit there for what she did in round number 4. Or excuse me, round number 5.
Seconds out.
Farias turned pro at age 25, started out 7-0, and that's when she won the WBC interim title at lightweight. Now 26-2.
This round's going to tell a lot on exactly who's going to take the lead. It's a pretty competitive, close fight. So it's for a title, so who's going to want it more?
Oh, there's a right hand. The best punch of the fight landed there for McCaskill.
I love what McCaskill's doing right now. She's throwing the big shots, but she's dipping down and moving her head. She's not staying there still to get hit back with counters. It's very smart on McCaskill's part.
You said that Farias was a slow starter. Maybe it's McCaskill who had to get warmed up a little bit.
Looks that way. McCaskill's getting some energy. I mean, she has the momentum going her way right now. What I like the best, sneaky uppercut there by McCaskill. What I like from McCaskill right now is the fact that she looks like the winner, like the one that's demanding respect, and she's making her opponent miss. You know, fighters aren't used to missing. They don't have an 8-week training camp training how to miss. So when they're in there, it really takes away from you. It takes away from your legs, and it frustrates you when you're missing punches.
Yeah, even when you shadow box, you're not throwing punches like you're missing.
Yeah, good point.
But you can just tell McCaskill now oozing with a little bit more confidence, just the way her body language looks, the way she's throwing punches, the way she's navigating the ring right now.
Good shot there on McCaskill. Right hand and pulled away not to get countered. Good body shot there. McCaskill investing in the body. Nice left hook there by Farias. Another one.
Right hand on the temple there for McCaskill, and there's that uppercut again. Seemingly another pretty good round for the Chicago native, Jessica McCaskill.
Good right hand there by Farias. But McCaskill comes right back. Sometimes when your opponent lands a shot on you and you come right back, you take away that momentum. And judges love to see that. You eat a punch, you come back with 2 or 3 more. There's another good right hand by Farias. McCaskill returns the favor with a short right hand.
You almost need to watch this fight in slow motion, don't you, to appreciate what they're doing in there.
Good shot there.
A razor close fight so far as we enter round 7, scheduled for 10. The WBC super lightweight title hangs in the balance here. 4 rounds to go. And right now, does it seem like the momentum's starting to shift to the American?
Yes, it is. She looks like the more confident fighter. McCaskill's starting to stalk the Panther down. So absolutely, body language says a lot, especially in close rounds. Who looks like the winner? Who looks like the more confident person in there?
But like you said earlier, Farias is the champ, and usually close rounds go to the champ.
Farias landed a good counter left there. I want to see more of that. If she could step back with that left hook counter, that could be really impressive. Good shot. See, just like that. Just like that. That shows that you're in control. Like you're in position to counter and look pretty doing it. Nice uppercut there by McCaskill.
She threw it 3 straight times, and the 3rd time was the charm. And then overhand right for McCaskill.
That's what I want to see from McCaskill. Farias had some success. McCaskill took it away. That's exactly what stays in the memory of the judges when they're scoring a fight. Good body shot there. Good body shot there by Farias.
Good right hand.
McCaskill set that right hand up by throwing 2 jabs to the body, and Farias fell for it. Seventh round already. Doesn't feel like it.
No. Left hand lands for Farias, then a right.
McCaskill just missed with a left hook.
But you just look at their faces, and Farias seemingly much more beaten up at this point. Swelling starting to begin under the eyes.
Another good run from McCaskill.
The early rounds, it was tough to tell who was winning, but at least the last 3, maybe 4 rounds, it appears McCaskill's done enough.
She looks more confident. Body language says a lot.
Dame la planchita. Escuchame una cosa. Tenés.
Here you go, Todd. Slow motion. Your favorite.
There's that uppercut. And then the temple shot. McCaskill starting to take over this fight.
Three uppercuts in a row.
Oh,
Third
man.
time's the charm. And in slow motion, it just looks more devastating.
It's a beautiful disaster.
Beautiful.
No te desesperes, pero estos son los rounds importantes.
Juan Ledesma's telling Farias there that don't get desperate, but you need to win these rounds.
Farias has fought in Argentina, Norway, Denmark, Mexico, and Belgium, but this is her first foray into the United States, and right now she's got a lot of work to do with 3 rounds to go.
And Farias comes off swinging and with more intention, more bad intention, as she should, because she doesn't want this momentum to keep shifting in McCaskill's part. So good job by Juan Ledesma telling and urging her fighter to get out there and get these rounds. So that's what frustrates a fighter. Missing. You know, McCaskill landed a right hand and then ducked. Beautiful look.
This is Farias' 16th world title fight. She's won 13 of them. Could be in a bit of trouble here though tonight as McCaskill started to pick things up around round 5.
Watching Farias on tape, she was vulnerable to uppercuts. I haven't seen McCaskill really go for uppercuts as much as I thought she would. There's an uppercut there. There's another one. Okay.
I think McCaskill's been throwing tons of uppercuts. You saw one time she threw 3 in a row, and it was the 3rd one that landed.
Hey, step back. Step back. Let go. Let go.
So what does Farias need to do differently here, Sergio, to kind of turn the momentum in her favor?
There's another uppercut. You're right, Todd. I'm sorry?
What does Farias have to do now to turn things into her favor?
Land some punches. She needs to land those punches.
Beat her up, huh? Okay.
No, actually, go forward. Right now, the momentum's shifting, so you want to push McCaskill back. You know, you want to be the bully. You look like slightly like the bigger fighter in there.
Nice uppercut connecting there for McCaskill.
And that just maybe swayed the round for her, but there comes McCaskill coming
there's
right back.
a 1-2 and a left hand for the champ. Closer round, better round for Farias, but did she do enough? 2 rounds to go, 4 minutes left.
¿Qué quedamos? No, si te quedas ahí a 7 pasos al costado, si te quedas encima,
Love that head movement on McCaskill's part. Came with an uppercut right there. Clean shot.
Big shot.
When Farias fought Cecilia Brachius, I noticed that she was vulnerable for those uppercuts. So you could tell McCaskill did her homework throwing those uppercuts.
Vamos, negra, vamos. Tenés que ganar. Y estamos abajo. Tenés que sacar mano.
Farias' corner is telling her that she's down in this fight and she needs to throw her hands more. She needs to land some punches. She's behind in this fight.
Yeah, one of the ringside observers just flashed to me that he has it 6 rounds to 2 for the challenger McCaskill. And if that's the case, if that's the right score, then Farias needs at least a knockdown here. If not a knockout. She's got 10 of them in her 26 wins. McCaskill, who just a couple of years ago was homeless, lived in the back of a church, didn't meet her biological mom until she was an adult, has never met her dad. She's been beating the odds her entire life, and with a record of 5-2, at the age of 34, she has a chance to be a world champion in her hometown tonight if she can get the job done.
McCaskill is just a phenomenal young lady. Everything she said in the fighter meeting, she impressed me. She was just composed, articulate.
Oh, nice right hand connecting for Cascilla, but then a right landing for the champ.
And her trainer, Rick Ramos, really thinks highly of her. She has a good man in the corner there, good trainer. And it's just a good pair for both of them, and right now it's panning out.
It has been an extremely physical, grueling fight that can only be appreciated in slow motion. Close round here in the ninth, 30 seconds to go.
They've all been close until they're not. And whoever decides to really steal the rounds can steal these close rounds. And it's been in the early rounds it was Farias, and in the middle rounds it's McCaskill. So it's going to be interesting who's going to steal more rounds in these close ones. Right now, to me, it looks like McCaskill's coming forward, pushing the fight, and Farias, the champion, is just fighting her off. So the judges see that.
Break, break, break.
2 minutes to go for the WBC Super Lightweight title.
They practiced that shot in the gym. She actually lowered her head there with the uppercut, but then she got hit with a counter left hook. She didn't dip back down. McCaskill did. So she landed a punch, but she forgot to dip back down, and that's the reason she got hit with those 2 punches there. An uppercut is the toughest and most dangerous punch to throw as a fighter.
Well, Sergio, what's your gut tell you the score is right now as we head into the 10th round? I know you haven't been keeping score exactly.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's close. I gave Farias some early rounds, and as a champion, the close rounds are going to go to her. But right now, the momentum just shifted to McCaskill. So I think it may be up to this round. Who knows? But it's a good fight. It's for a title. This round might be the determining factor.
And you know they'll both go down swinging here. Round 10. Good right hand connects for Cascilla.
Good shot there by McCaskill. And if she punches as hard as she says or claims that she does, that would have put Farias down. So either Farias takes a big shot or McCaskill doesn't punch as hard as she thinks she does. Good uppercut there by McCaskill.
They both landed so many flush power shots.
Yeah, they did.
Both of these women have handled them very well. No one's been wobbled. No one's really looked in big trouble.
Okay, here's what I'm seeing so far. Look, in a close fight, body language says a lot. Who looks like the beaten fighter right now? A little bit. Yeah, exactly. Farias has a little blood coming out of her nose. Her body language is saying that she's struggling in there. McCaskill looks like she still can go another 3, 4, 5 rounds. Her face looks a little cleaner. She looks a little bit more confident, eager to get back in there and fight. Body language says a lot in close rounds.
Could we see some late drama here? The hometown fighter, Jessica McCaskill, the challenger, looking to make her dream come true tonight, winning a world title in just her 8th pro fight. 30 seconds to go.
Beautiful head movement there by McCaskill. I can appreciate that. It was a very entertaining fight. It's going to be a fairy tale story if McCaskill could pull this off and become a champion in front of her hometown crowd.
And let us not forget, she went up in weight to take on this challenge, did McCaskill. 10 seconds to go.
Fans showing their appreciation for these two ladies. They're just a good fight.
Yeah, very good fight. Title worthy for sure. Farias thinks she's done enough.
And that's the reason women's boxing is becoming more and more popular all over the world, because these ladies can fight. They're gritty. They put punches together, and they're just as tough as any man.
How did the judges see it, though? Many of those rounds very close, particularly in the early stages.
And that's the scary part as a fighter, because, you know, close rounds usually go to the champion. You know, that's just a rule of thumb. But right here, you know, McCaskill looked like the one that wanted to keep fighting, the eager fighter. Look, slow motion, was a good body shot there by Farias. But she kept coming. All the work there being done by Farias. Nothing landing cleanly, but being effective. Good small shots there as well.
These two women as tough as they come.
Good body shot there by Farias. But like you mentioned, sometimes you miss them and you catch these in slow motion, and the judges don't get to watch this in slow motion. Slow motion or not, this was a very tough fight to score. It was an even fight. I expect some close scorecards.
It seems like the only way for Farias to win this is if the judges gave her almost all of those early rounds, because especially in the middle rounds, it was hard not to give those to McCaskill.
I have to agree with that, Todd. And you know what? Both of them look happy, like they're happy with their performance. Their body language thinks they won. So it all depends how these judges scored the fight, but it was a very close fight.
And as thin as it is in the women's boxing world right now, there's a good chance we could see this fight again somewhere down the road.
Hey, the fans here loved it. Why not?
Is Jessica McCaskill about to win her first world title, or will Erica Farias defend yet again in her 16th world title fight?
The judges are taking their time with the scorecards. That's always a sign that something's up, so I can expect a close decision.
David Diamante has them in his hand. He is waiting patiently to announce it. Do we have a new champion in her hometown? Let's find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Mike Fitzgerald, 98-92. Ray Donesco, 97-93. Mike Ross, 96-94. All three for your winner by unanimous decision. And the new WBC Super Lightweight Female Champion of the World from Chicago, Illinois, Jessica McCaskill.
Todd, I gotta say, hearing "and new" just brings memories for me. I can tell you what that feeling is like. She will never forget those two words, "and new." Chills are going through my body right now.